Why do some trial attorneys order daily transcripts during the course of your medical malpractice trial? You want to know the answer? Come join me for a moment as I share with you some terrific information. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. All right, let's say you brought a lawsuit against your doctor claiming that he was careless and that his carelessness was a cause of your injury and that your injuries are significant and permanent. Now your doctor denies and disputes all of those claims, which means your case goes all the way to trial. Okay, so now 2 or 3 years down the road, your case gets to trial, and before you actually start the trial, you overhear your lawyer talking to the court stenographer who is there to record everything that is said in the courtroom. And you hear him say, hey, by the way, I want to order daily copy. I want to order daily transcripts. Now, why would an attorney request or order or buy daily transcripts? I'll tell you why. Because this allows the attorney to have, at the end of the day, an exact word-for-word transcript of everything that went on in the courtroom. It allows the attorney to have a word-for-word transcript of everything his opponent has said during his opening arguments. And that becomes extremely important at the very end of the case when they make closing arguments to make sure the attorney has lived up to all of his promises. And here you can go to the exact wording that he gave at the very beginning and now contrast that with what has gone on during the course of the trial and what he's claiming he was able to show during the course of the case. Another great use of daily trial transcripts is the ability to take those transcripts at the end of each day and have them emailed or messengered over to your medical expert who will be testifying shortly. Now, why is that important? Because that medical expert is not permitted to stay in the courtroom while other testimony is going on. So, if you don't buy the trial transcript, which you have to do from the court stenographer, if you don't do that, how else will the medical expert know what the witnesses have said? So here's what typically goes on. We call up the medical expert, say, hey, Dr. Jones, here's what this other expert has said. Here are his arguments. Here are some of the things you need to think about. And now we have to address the problems that he's raised, claiming that everything was done correctly. So we have to rely on our memory, on our notes, in order to relay whatever occurred during the course of trial to our medical experts if we do not buy and obtain daily trial transcripts. So you might be asking yourself, I don't understand, why doesn't everybody do it if it's so available? The reality is that it is available, but it happens to be very expensive. It's very costly to go ahead and get an expedited trial transcript at the end of each day. We want that transcript so that now we can send it off to our experts. Now they can read it word for word, and when they get up to testify, we can ask them, hey, Dr. Jones, did you review the testimony, the trial testimony given by Dr. Gold in this case? Yes, I did. And did you see on page 32 where Dr. Gold argued X, Y, and Z? Yes, I did. And what do you say about that? Do you agree with that or not? And now I can ask my own expert questions about exactly what Dr. Gold said. I can refer to the exact page, the exact line number, and that's a very useful tool to be able to show that, hey, look, here's what Dr. Gold said. Do you agree or disagree? You disagree? Tell the jury why you disagree, doctor. And now the jury can evaluate for themselves the opposing opinions from the different experts. That's a classical way to do it. If you don't have that trial transcript, now again you have to rely on your memory. Hey, Dr. Jones, I want you to assume that Dr. Gold testified in this case that he didn't do A, B, and C. And now if that wording is slightly incorrect, now maybe the answer may be slightly off kilter. And now the jury's getting a little bit of a skewed viewpoint, or at least the expert is now giving the jury a skewed viewpoint because there may be some problem with the wording that the attorney just used in that question. But if you have the exact transcript, now there's no issue whatsoever. And again, going back to what I said about the opening arguments and closing arguments, this is a fantastic use of daily trial transcripts. Because at the very beginning of the case, many attorneys will typically promise the jury that they're going to see certain types of evidence during the course of trial. Now, what happens if at the very end of the case, during closing arguments, that attorney has failed to live up to his promise that he made at the very beginning? Now we can show that he hasn't proven exactly what he said he was going to prove. And now we can show that there's a credibility gap. So, ordering daily trial transcripts is extremely useful. But you'll find that even the best trial attorneys tend to be very selective about which portions they're going to order, such as opening arguments, such as expert witness testimony, because a lot of it clearly is not needed. So why do I share this great information with you? I share it with you just to give you a sense of what goes on during these medical malpractice cases, these accident cases, and even these wrongful death cases here in New York. You know, I recognize you're watching this video because you likely have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen here in New York, and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit but have not done so yet, and you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to talk to you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a wonderful day.